Look, I know you're probably not thrilled that I stayed behind, but you know what? Too bad someone had to. So why don't we... Alone on an island with Mr. Prince, although I'm not sure if that's a good thing considering he walked away from us at the end of the last chapter. Yes, we're back with the next part of Prince of Malibu. If you haven't seen the other ones, go catch up. It has gone crazy. The last few chapters, the reveals, the semi-reveals. There's still a lot of stuff we don't know yet. The poor people getting hurt, people getting punched, people getting just... It was a lot. Luckily, we rescued Xander and Evander. Everyone else has left. James took them off. He's going to come back for our character, Nadia and Alexander eventually. So now it's just us two. So we are going to see what happens next. Go follow the amazing author Lexi May. Subscribe if you haven't already. And without further ado, let's start the drama. Zan, I'm going to shower. Okay, I'll wait. For you? I know, you know what? I'm going to give him a moment. He's been through a lot. I'm going to let him take a shower. I'm going to let him relax for a second. You know, he's a little traumatized. I'm sure there's no way he could be taking this long, right? For such a beautiful place, the trauma that they went through this island is given. I still know what you did last summer, Xander. The only sound coming from beyond the door is the consistent stream of shower water, the same as it had been for the past 2 hours. I really do think he's having some trauma in there, some PTSD or something. Now, I know the water bill is the least of the prince's family's concerns, but my concern was the condition Xander surely had to be in after everything his body and his mind had been through. Xander, are you alive in there? Shit. The poor guy was just tortured for who knows how long, and I'm cracking jokes about him being dead in the shower. It's okay, Nadia. Sometimes I use teamwork to deal with stuff like that too. So, dead in the shower. That's right. What if he passed out? Xander, I'm coming in. Coughing almost immediately, I was met with a cloud of steam to the face. Yes, maybe this is our scene. Making my way over, I find Alexander standing upright in the shower, which almost made me relieved until I noticed he wasn't moving a muscle. My eyes dart to the shower floor, noticing the red-tinged water as blood trickled off him and poured down the drain. His head remains down, watching as the blood and water mix as one. My eyes trail up, looking at the open wounds and lacerations across his back. The burnt flesh, ooh, the shitty stitches someone attempted to fix him up with, his beautiful skin bloody and battered. I feel so bad for this boy. I couldn't help the sound that escaped my throat upon looking at him. Xander's head snaps to mine and I nearly jump back. Oh, this poor boy. I'm gonna take care of you. Xander says nothing. Instead, his arms brace for the shower wall as he leans forward, his gaze shooting to the floor. He needs assistance. Let's help him. Xander, this is way too hot. I reach around him and rotate the dial back, lowering the temperature of the shower. It must have been boiling. I give the water a minute to adjust before deciding my next move, which had to be fast because I was currently flooding the bathroom, standing here with the shower door wide open. To keep water from completely saturating the floor, I take a deep breath and fully step into the massive shower with him, clothes and all, sliding the door shut. I'm going to take care of you. I say it again because, I'm worried he didn't hear me the first time. Oh, this poor guy. Oh, he's barely acknowledged my presence and I don't want to frighten him. I'm careful to wash around the open wounds, but I knew it was no use. Xander's entire body was tender and inflamed. James needs to dump those people off at the shore, bring that boat back. This man needs to get to a hospital, and he needs to see multiple doctors. This poor guy. From behind, I could see Xander's jaw clenched tightly. As gentle as I was trying to be, he was still in pain. I could tell he was reluctantly to oblige, but eventually his body shifted, standing upright as he turned to face me. To give him privacy, I pretended to make myself busy by adding more soap to my hand. It didn't take much to avert my gaze. The second I caught sight of the protruding abdominals and those tattoos, the urge to run my fingers across them came back in full force. Let's focus, Nadia. This boy is wounded. Before my eyes could act without my permission, I attempt to avert my gaze like I should have been doing in the first place. Disgusting, right? They're on two different wavelengths. She's now looking at the below area, and this poor boy is thinking of everything else. What? They really messed me up, didn't they? He's asking me, almost laughing, his hand running through his wet hair to push it out of the way. He's looking at me like I had just added another laceration to the collection all over his body. I'm not disgusted. No, I could never look at you and be disgusted. Exactly. I began scrubbing his chest again, careful to avoid those tender spots and open wounds. The skin I could wash was filled either with tattoo ink or the bumps and ridges of a previous scar. I had never been this close to the bare chest to see them. My heart physically pulls, hurting for him, but I don't let him see it. I keep at my work scrubbing him clean. I work down his arms and forearms, his abdominals, and the skin above his navel. Being this close to him, I gained a entire new appreciation for him. He is beautiful, but I've always known that. Exactly. Despite everything his body had been through, he is tall and leaned out, muscles poking through everywhere a muscle could grow. He was so beautiful, I think he even said it out loud. I could tell because I wasn't touching him any longer, and I watch as his body goes rigid before me. I glanced up warily, but was surprised to find his eyes already on me, staring at me with curiosity and confusion. You heard me. You are beautiful. Why was he so confused by me saying that? Had he not heard this all his life? No, because his family, well, not his sister and his brother, but his father was extremely abusive and his mother was abusive too. Maybe she didn't lay her hands on him like the father did, but mentally, yes, she was. She was not a good mother. I stepped forward, closing the distance between our bodies. We'd been this close before many times, in fact, but it had never been like this. It had never felt so intimate. Maybe it wasn't the right thing to do or the right time, but did it really matter? Time was precious. If James and I arrived here any later, maybe he would have been dead. Beautiful. Nadia, I leave a kiss on every scar, every bump, every ridge, every abrasion, even on the skin that had been freshly ripped or cut or burned away. Nadia, please. I need to feel you, to touch you, but you will do nothing. Let me take care of you. I felt him sag helplessly against the wall of the shower, succumbing to me, finally giving in. It gave me the confidence, the reassurance to continue. So I did. He lets out a groan of pleasure. Oh my gosh. I had to stand on the tips of my toes to reach. As I lick, bite, and suck at his neck, my hands running through his hair, I can't help but wonder, when was the last time he had let anyone care for him? I'm not sure which way. Like, are we talking care for him lovingly, or are we talking like care? Care for him. Too long. That didn't matter, not right now. He was letting me care for him now, but this was Alexander Prince I was dealing with, a constant giver and hardly ever a receiver. I need to stop laughing at the situation. Okay, so they're having a moment in the shower, and I knew he wouldn't be able to keep his hands to himself for very long. Okay, well, it was to be expected. Let's just hope that boat is getting here soon, because he needs to get to a medical facility badly. Okay, that's actually a really short chapter, so I can give my thoughts and opinions at the end real quick. What do we all think of James? I know we've had some discussion about this before, but what is everyone's thoughts on James? I remember in the last one we sort of discussed that, everyone was going off on James when he was there and everything, but I don't think James is behind any of this. I think it's his father, Mr. Anderson, and there seems to be some sort of weird rift between James and the father. Like, yes, we saw them together at that little event or the meeting with Alexander, and Alexander's father, rest in peace, but I don't think they're close. And then there's the drama with the mom, Nadia's mom. I wonder what the real backstory is of why the separation and all that stuff. I want to know from her what happened, but I just don't know. She's a horrible person. She's shown time and time again that she is trash, utter trash, non-recyclable kind of trash, just pure trash, pure garbage, disposed. And I don't know if she's going to give the real story. I'm just not sure. But we do know that they're half siblings, Nadia and James. But I don't think this island stuff was James is doing. I know everyone is, their feelings are all over the place right now, so they were going off on James. But it's that Mr. Anderson. But I do wonder, the other thing is there another organization after the Jewels? I wonder if there's like a more shadow organization doing this stuff and it's not the Anderson family. That's what I was a little confused about. If anybody understood it a little bit better, please tell me in the comments if I missed it. But I was at first thought it was the Andersons were behind all the shadowy stuff, but I think there's another organization and the Andersons. I don't know. I could be mistaken. So let me know in the comments if you know. I don't. But let me know your thoughts and opinions on everything that's been happening these past few chapters. The rescue, the James reveal, the brother reveal, all that stuff. Let me know in the comments below. But once again, go follow the amazing author Lexi May. Thank you so much for watching as always, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye, everyone.